I don't know if you can really see how gross I am. Gross, exhausted, but excited. Hi everybody and welcome to the World of Micah and welcome to a very sweaty, a very exhausted World of Micah. Moving. We have been moving into our new place. Abby and I finally got our new place. Told you guys that a few episodes back, and I hope you guys have been enjoying the other episodes that I compiled for the rest of the days that we were moving. Last couple of days we've been moving little by little, and we have a big move coming up with a U-Haul truck and everything. We are still in Orlando. A lot of people have been reaching out, but we no longer have a roommate, and we are so excited to start this chapter as a married couple with our own place. And I wanted to do another video giving you guys an update on what's been going on, and also wanted to discuss the theme parks. Now before we get started, go ahead and click that subscribe button. It'll keep you updated with my latest video, and if you would like to support my channel, please visit my Patreon page at patreon.com/worldofmicah. Where donating $1 a month can help fund episodes just like this. Now,
let's take a closer look.
so I kind of wanted to talk about the theme parks reopening. A lot of people have been talking about these different phases happening with everything reopening, including the theme parks, and when they reopen, what it's going to be like. Now, Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, Legoland, Disneyland, all these different places have not yet released an official release talking about what they're going to be doing. But on USA Today, they had a whole story on their speculations on what they think the parks are going to be like, and I figured we could have a little discussion on it, and I could chime in on what I think, and maybe I could let you know what's been kind of said. So they're saying basically Disneyland, they don't think Disneyland's going to be opening around the same time as Walt Disney World, because Florida has different guidelines and California have different guidelines, and each state is kind of going off of their own thing. So they're basically saying Florida's probably going to open first. Phase 1 of the parks could basically operate at half of their capacity, 50%, and then in phase 2 they'll operate in 75%. So let's talk about that. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Walt Disney World on New Year's Eve. That's pretty much what it looks like at capacity. That is unbearable. I've done it one time, and I remember Abby and I leaving the park. I basically put my arms around her, buried my head in her back, and said, just keep walking. And we just kept walking and inching through trying to get out of that place. So ridiculous. So thinking about 50 and 75%, people think, oh my gosh, that's gonna be like, I'm not gonna be able to get in. Pretty sure if you're local, you're gonna be able to get in. You gotta think, there's 4 parks at Disney, including 2 water parks, and this is gonna be summer. So out of the 4 parks, obviously Magic Kingdom's gonna be the most popular. If you go to Hollywood Studios and it's only like 50% or 75%, most people are gonna be in Star Wars, most people are gonna be in the most popular lands. So I think it's gonna be okay as far as crowd-wise go, plus people aren't gonna be really traveling right now due to the reopenings. So it's only gonna be like annual pass holders and stuff going into the parks. They're saying that employees would wear face masks, and I think that's okay. People are like, oh, it's going to take away from the magic and everything like that, but honestly, this is the new norm. So the magic's going to be kind of different anyways for a little while, but if they do like themed face masks and everything, I think it'll be fine. I think everyone's just going to be super thankful to have interactions with people that you really won't even really pay attention to the mask. I mean, it's going to be weird at first, but you know what I'm saying. That they're going to be checking cast members and team members' temperatures before they go into work, and if they have a temperature of at least 100.4 degrees, they'll be sent home. And that's just being safe. You know, Disney and Universal highly encourage their cast to not come to work sick anyways. And they're talking about having touchless hand sanitizer stations set up. They already had that right before the parks closed. You walked up, you used your foot, did the soap, hand washed everything, and I think that's great. Spraying down a doom buggy, wiping it down real quick. You know, it's definitely gonna do something with the lines. The lines are probably gonna be not as quick if they're having to sanitize things, but I don't think anybody could really or should really complain about that, because at least we're getting back in the parks, and if they're gonna have to take precautions like that, I'm okay with it. I'm completely on board. They're saying railings and surfaces, things like that, totally cool with it. They're also stating that they're gonna be maintained to 6 feet apart, and honestly people are like, oh my gosh, no one's gonna be able to get in those rides because that's gonna be so many people apart. Yes and no. Obviously you will not be hearing the cast members say utilize all available space. Move as far front as you possibly can. If the person in front of you is not moving, go around them. You will not be hearing those statements coming from cast members for a while, but I think what they'll be doing is having separate lines if they possibly can, and people 6 feet apart. Also, you got to think it's only going to be at 50 to 75% capacity. There's a lot of attractions at places like the Magic Kingdom and stuff, so Fast Pass will definitely be utilized. We could quite possibly see single rider things open up. I'm just stating that from my own personal opinion. You know, if I walked up to something like Big Thunder Mountain and they're really utilizing the 6 feet apart and they're trying to keep people coming through, they might utilize a single rider pass. You never know. Also, with the cast members and encouraging them to stay home if they do not feel well, they're stating here on USA Today, employees 65 and older would be encouraged to stay home in both phases 1 and 2. Now, this is something I found unique with the restaurants because obviously everybody is dying to go back to a Disney restaurant, including this guy. They're saying tables would be spaced at least 6 feet apart. That's okay. Employees would wear face masks and gloves if they work behind a counter. And menus would be disposable. That is something that you don't necessarily see, but hey, green is universal. Disney is also all about recycling. So maybe, you know, they will be disposing those, recycling them. Not really sure how that works in a pandemic situation. And they were saying in like the resorts themselves, like when you go and check into a hotel, guests would see like those sneeze guards, like the clear plastic things in front of the person behind the counter. The mini bars would not be stocked. You wouldn't see coffee makers, coffee cups, those would all be removed from the hotel room. And they're saying that room keys and the push carts that you use to get your luggage to your room would be sanitized. But the good thing about that is at Disney, you have your magic band. So all you have to do is go up and just touch your Mickey to Mickey to go in. So that's already kind of being safe. You're not having to do anything except for touching the handrail, which I'm sure they'll have a cast member nightly come by and sanitize the room doors on the outside. No conferences will be taking place under phase 1 and 2. So Disney has a lot of conference places such as Contemporary Resort, Coronado. There's so many resorts at Disney that have conferences and conference rooms, but I don't see a lot of people really having conferences at a place like Walt Disney World during these opening phases of phase 1 and phase 2. So talking about retail, because I know we're all ready to go back and get some Disney gear, saying that all entry doors would be either propped open or automatic. At Disney, a lot of them are already propped open. You never really have to go up and open a door to a Disney store. Some of them do stay closed. It just depends on what store and what area the store is. But for the most part, they have them open automatically anyways, or propped open, because they want a constant flow of people, and everything at Disney is always open. If it's open, the door is open, it's free range. Go on in. Obviously, they'll have distancing markers from the cast member at the checkout area. Before you walk up, you'll have to stay a certain feet away from the cast member, and I think that's okay. Obviously, I'm thinking too, they're gonna have a door, like let's say you walk into a Disney store and one side of the store is probably gonna be the entrance only, and you can only walk one direction going into the store, and then obviously exit out the other side of the store. So you won't be having people being able to walk into all the different entrances and exits around that store. They'll probably only open up 1 to 2 doors and have cast members really making sure people are only going in one direction and leaving one direction. Also, they'll probably limit how many people can actually go into a store at a time. So this, we've already had practice with this when they do limited releases. If you've ever been to a Disney event and they're doing special pass holder merchandise or an opening day attraction, something that's opening for that day, and they have limited amount of merchandise, a Disney pin, something, you have stood in that line, it's usually roped off, and you go back and forth, back and forth. They'll probably have that, keep people 6 feet apart, and then let only a certain amount of people go in at a time, grab what they want, grab what they need, and leave. Also, the good thing about this possibly being only the 50 and 75% capacity, these are probably going to be more than likely only locals and pass holders. People of that nature who live here, who go to the parks regularly. We know what we kind of want in the stores, so it's going to be quicker, I believe, than someone who's never been to Walt Disney World before and they want to go in the store and just gander at all the goodies, which I totally understand. But during these first phases, let's be honest, I think it's going to be a little better by having pass holders, people who have been to the store regularly, know what they want to get, go in, they can grab it, and then be on their way. And I'm honestly curious about how they're going to be doing character meet and greets. Maybe they'll have the line, you walk up and you have to stand on a certain marker, and then Mickey and the gang stand behind you or to the side of you, and with the power of cameras, they can make it look like you guys are actually standing next together, and try and make the best of it in this situation. Now, obviously, giving Mickey a high five or giving Mickey a hug is very important, but let's face facts, these are trying times. experience. And if we're gonna get our park open back up, I really don't think we can really complain too much about the interaction we have with this character. Now, something I highly encourage you, if you were gonna be one of those people who get to go in during the 50 and 75% capacity, highly recommend taking a deep breath and letting out all your frustrations before you go into the park. Let's go in there with a positive attitude. Obviously, we're gonna be excited because we're going back into a Disney park, but these cast members are returning back to their home, they're returning back to their livelihood, and they are returning back to the place that is made to create some kind of magic. So when you meet a cast member, see a cast member, put that smile on your face. Even if you're wearing a face mask and no one can see it, you can kind of tell when someone's smiling through their eyes. Wave, nod, tell that person welcome home, make them feel welcome, and let's really try to be super positive in listening to the cast members and paying attention to what they are telling us while we are doing things, because all this stuff is going to be new to them. They're not going to know all the answers, and so let's really try and be on our best behavior when going back into the parks. No one is entitled. We are all blessed to be able to get to go back to these parks. So when you do get to go back, be on your best behavior. That's just only my word of advice. Try and be as pleasant to those around you, and let's really make the best of this situation. And I'm super excited. I'm gonna be trying going back as soon as they open and bringing you guys along with me. It's gonna be a very emotional time, but I'm curious to see what Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, Disneyland, Legoland, Gatorland, I'm curious as to what their official releases are going to be with the guidelines. They usually all follow suit after another. So as soon as we hear something from either Universal or Disney, you will see the other parks following that same trend, and we will know more answers. But I was reading off of USA Today, their guidelines. I will put a link to that in the description box below. USA Today is a very reputable news source. Be careful from who you get your news from, whether it be a YouTuber such as myself, a blogger, some sort of news outlet. Be careful. No one has heard anything officially from Disney as far as I know. I've been looking online for Disney stuff, haven't seen anything from Disney, Universal, or anybody. So really, we're all just kind of guessing and going off of what these news outlets are saying. So please be mindful from whatever news you get. There's a lot of hearsay. Listen, until you hear something from Disney, take it with a grain of salt. But let me tell you, I don't ever want to move again, but I'm going to. It's inevitable. Everyone moves. But moving has been so hard. It's hot outside, and luckily we've had a couple of days to really get this stuff done, but we're exhausted. I'm exhausted. I just want to lay on the floor and let this fan blow on me and not get up. We have couches coming, we have all of our furniture coming, we got a U-Haul for that. We've just been doing so many boxes. I didn't know how much stuff we actually had until we started moving, and I swear, it's like you box up 10 boxes and you look in your room and you're like, it looks like we didn't even do anything. It's so weird. And this doesn't even scratch the surface of all of our stuff. We have so much stuff in here. Look at this. My mom got this for us. Pass holder exclusive Haunted Mansion plush. That's awesome. But all I want to do is lay underneath this fan, which we have someone coming to fix because as you can see, it's wobbling. It just needs to be tightened up. Man, let me tell you, that fan feels so good. I've been just sitting right here underneath this fan for a while, and I think I'm done with the packing and unloading today. Gonna do some more tomorrow, and I'm gonna get out tomorrow and go and do an adventure video for you guys. So that'll be something to look forward to. This has been very difficult trying to do something and move and film and move. So thank you guys for being patient with me on the episodes, and thank you guys for spreading the word because we are almost to 12,000 subscribers. What the heck? 12,000 subscribers. That's insane. I remember when I had 12 subscribers. Blows my mind. This is so awesome. I'm so thankful, and I can't thank you guys enough for sharing a video, watching a video, liking a video, commenting on a video. We're only going up from here, and I'm super excited to bring you guys along with me for the journey. But I think today's episode and journey is coming to an end, which means it's time to say goodbye. But if you enjoyed this episode, give me a big thumbs up. Comment below what your thoughts are on the parks opening. What is going to be your first thing to do when you guys are allowed to get back into the parks? What attraction, what show, what character are you excited to see? And what park are you excited to go to the most? I want to go back to Disney's Hollywood Studios. I want to ride Tower of Terror. I want to go to the Tune-In Lounge and get a peanut butter and jelly milkshake to go. I'm so looking forward to that. But I will see you guys on a brand new episode tomorrow. All my links are down below. Stay weird. Goodbye. Bye.